friends, Nibs again, out here goofing around today out here at the range, and I thought I'd bring this one out and do a little bit of plinking with it. And what we have here, it's one I've actually done a video on, I think maybe even a couple of videos on, but it's worth another look. It's a pretty cool old piece, but this one is a military trainer that was made by Erma back in the, from what I can tell, back in the probably 50s, or not 50s, sorry, 60s. And this one was a military trainer that was actually commissioned, I read, by the German government, because at that time they were using surplus M1 carbines as one of their main military weapons. So they wanted a trainer that they could use to train without having to go through the expensive, very expensive 30 carbine ammunition. So they commissioned this one with Erma, and it's a pretty good representation of the unit that it was meant to be a trainer for. It actually has sights very similar to the original M1, and then the magazine is actually about the right size as well. And it's got some good heft to it. I don't know if they weighted it extra to get the weight proper on it, but it is pretty close to an M1 carbine. I've held a couple of those and shot them, and it's pretty darn close. So I'm gonna do one group at 25 yards. This is open sights or peep sights or whatever you want to call it, and so I'm not expecting a whole lot from the group, but we'll go ahead and do one and see what it can do. But then I have my favorite target out at 50 yards, and we'll go ahead and do what this thing was really made to do. This one has some pretty good report to it, so I am going to wear some hearing protection while I'm shooting this one, which is not typical with me with 22s, but it's got such a short barrel, and it'll only cycle high velocity ammo, so there's a lot of unburnt powder still left at the end of the I can't see where it's hitting. All right, she locked open on the last round. Let me go ahead and pause the camera. I'm gonna go get that target and see how I did. I can't see the bullet impacts from here, but it's 25 yards with darkened glasses probably is the whole thing, so I'll be right back with you. Alrighty, friends, so it actually ended up being a really nice group. But from what I could tell, and I won't be able to tell until I edit the video later, but it was hitting kind of high, and it was just out of the viewfinder from what I can tell. So if I did get a group from it, I'll post both of the video, or still post both the video portions, but then we'll have two groups. But I'm going to shoot another one, and I'm going to lower my point of impact just a little bit on it, so I'm more centered on the target. I was shooting, it was hitting about 3 or 4 inches high, so we'll so I'll aim at, so I was aiming center of the dot. Now I'm going to aim at the bottom of the dot, so we can see them all getting right in the middle of the Okay, I can see that group from here in the, it's, you know, it's definitely not a Winchester Model 52 sized group, but it's not bad for a semi-automatic with open sights. And it's a lot of fun to shoot, so I'll go ahead and stand by 1 second. Alrighty, I wanted to move my camera down to the 50-yard line where the gong was, but here's the target. I shot at 25 yards, so here's the first one I shot. Really nice group, and this one down here, I don't think I took as much time just because I had already spent a lot of time shooting the other one, but still not a horrible group. Got them all on paper anyway. But let's go ahead and see if I can hit this gong here. First one hit it, but I think I just grazed the top of it or something. Yeah, it's not bad. Went 10 for 10. This is a really fun gun to shoot. If you can ever get your hands on one of these. They're not the most accurate gun you'll ever shoot, but it is really a blast to shoot. And a good piece of history too. From what I was able to read, Erma did end up making these for both the Germans and the Australians, because the Australians were also using the surplus M1 carbines for quite a few years before they modernized away from those. But these aren't too hard to find in the States. They aren't giving them away for sure. They can be costly if you find one that's in really top-notch shape, especially. But you can find one that's in user shape like this one for a decent price and be able to have some fun with it. But anyway, there you go, the EM-122 made by Erma Werke. Little bit of trivia, the Erma Werke company went out of business in the 80s, and the family, I think it's Imperato family, I believe that's how you pronounce it, out of New York City, ended up buying the tooling for what is now the Henry H001, and that originally was a design by Erma, and they had their own model. I can't remember what the Erma version was, but they also made versions for Ithaca and H&R, lever action 22s and 22 Magnums. And I have a model 72, which is a Ithaca, called the saddle rifle, and that's a 22 Magnum lever action made by Erma back in the 60s or 70s. But anyway, so there it is. There's the Erma EM-122. Very cool old gun. Hope you liked the video. If you did, like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. You'll be notified when I do post up new videos. Till next time, have a great day.